Babes, we are talking now. And when you called me a few minutes ago, I was playing the guitar. You started reminiscing about your experiences with the instrument.
Yes, I was. So I took a few guitar lessons, not a lot, a few guitar lessons when I was 16. That was around the time when I was in Hawaii for the summer, and it didn't last very long. And then in 2015, when I was in college, I took a beginning guitar class, and yeah, there was some things that it was a little bit hard because it was very visual, because the rest of the students were following. I was trying my best to follow. Luckily, the teacher was very nice, and there were times where I would meet with him and kind of go through some basic techniques. And I did pass it. It was just, it was a little bit difficult, but I thought to myself, I don't know if I'm going to pursue this guitar thing. What I should have done was I should have continued on with it from 16 on, but it just didn't work out. So.
Have you thought about picking up the instrument again, babes?
Not since 5 years ago. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. And I did try. I did take like maybe a couple of harp lessons the year after. The year after I took guitar lessons in the summer. So there was a woman in Hawaii that was teaching harp lessons at the time, I don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to pursue any stringed instrument.
The guitar is a lot of fun. I really wish that I would have continued with it when I first started playing it, or was introduced to it really at the age of 16. But with the thing they say about meditation, the best time to have started was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today.
Okay. Never heard that saying in my life, but I'll trust you on that one.
I mean, the basic premise behind it is, yeah, it would have been great if you would have started earlier, but better late than never, right?
I guess that's with anything. I mean, but the thing that I've been thinking about is if you, like, I don't know, there are some instruments that I may never try, like, I don't know if I'm going to try any brass instruments anytime soon. I've met musicians that have this ability to pick up any instrument and play it. And I don't have that ability.
I'm jealous of those people.
I know, it's like the ones you love to hate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a music teacher just like that, but he was very talented. I can't fault him for that because he was very, very talented. And not only could he play a lot of instruments, but he could sing too. So, very talented man.
I'm sure he also put in the work too.
He certainly did. But sometimes I've met a lot of well, maybe not a whole lot of musicians, but some of them it just seems like they don't have to put a lot of effort at all. It seems very innate in them. But I don't know. I wonder about that though.
Tell me about your morning, Jaylo.
It was interesting. I didn't sleep very good last night. And that's something I'll have to discuss with you later.
Uh-oh, more stuff about later.
No, it's not a bad thing. It was just I don't really want to go into detail as to why I couldn't sleep. Let me just... What?
I feel that the last time we recorded, you threw me off because we were starting to get into the zone, and then you brought up the thing, but you wouldn't say what it was. So I think that recording came out really, really bad because my mind was no longer focused on what we were doing. It was concentrated on a conversation we were going to have later. And as a result, I started really stumbling around and wrapped it up
Okay.
very quickly.
Yeah, but you
Can I
understand why... Huh?
No, I honestly think if you would have told me then, it would have been something interesting to listen back to.
Yeah, but there's just some things I don't want, a lot of people to know,
May I ask you, when we discuss why you didn't sleep well last night, is it going to be as intense as the experience we had earlier this week?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'll just say it like this. I'll just say that I kept waking up because somebody kept asking me questions.
Oh, your relative.
Yeah.
Were they questions about me or just in general?
No, just general questions, like, and then they woke up, went to the bathroom, then read something, and I was somewhat asleep, somewhat awake, but I was I was distracted by the time I woke up, and I was like, oh, this is not good. And then it's like 3:30 in the morning. I decide I'm going to listen to my book. And so I'm in my book, and I think I fell asleep during the book. So I'm going to have to catch up on it because there are things that I'm like, what was that story about again? So, yeah, that was why I didn't sleep very well. And because she wasn't sleeping, I wasn't sleeping.
Okay.
So
I want to address what happened after you and I got off the phone the other day. And I called you back. You said that your relative wanted to spend another 2 weeks with you after you returned from Thanksgiving. So I had a minor bit of a freak out. But we discussed it last night, and I think you came up with an idea that I could live with. That would not require another 2 weeks of social distancing.
Yeah. Let me just say. Well, let me just say it wasn't exactly 2 weeks, but I had a fear that it was going to turn into 2 weeks.
Oh, I had that fear too. When you said, "Oh, it's only going to be a couple of days," I'm like, "Bullshit! It's turning into 2 weeks."
Well, I wouldn't, say it in the flippant way you did, but
go ahead.
Yeah, you got a way of saying some things. Anyway, yeah, I did come up with something that I think would work for the both of us. I just haven't talked to her about it, but I'm planning to do that
today.
Possibly today, yes.
Okay, but soon, before you go back to see relatives.
Soon.
Okay.
Soon. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, soon. If not today, before I go.
Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Because I will probably go insane if you're not able to work that out.
No, it should work. It sounds like it could work, and it sounds like it's something that I could work with.
Yes.
And by the way,
go ahead.
Yes. And by the way, now that I think about it, what?
No, I stopped talking and then you said yes, so I thought you wanted me to continue. But you go first and then I'll go.
All right. I was going to say that in thinking about it, this same relative will see me not just for Thanksgiving, but after Christmas, and so they will be seeing me twice.
Yes. I was about to say, babes, that one of the very few things I love more than you is my sanity. And if we were in a situation to where society was open and you could socialize with people, it would suck, but it would still be doable. But we live in Portland. They're taking coronavirus very seriously. As a result, I'm going to be stuck in my apartment pretty much for the next 2 weeks. And if it was 2 more weeks past that, I think I might have some serious cabin fever.
Well, and that's the reason why I'm. Probably the biggest reason why I'm traveling is because it's not good to have cabin fever. You gotta, I don't know, go to another city, go to another state for a little bit, and
or
then
just
come
get
back
out outside of your apartment and see people.
Right, exactly. Even if it's just out of your apartment and you're in the neighborhood and you have to run to the store or something. Surprisingly, did I tell you about what it was in the store? I think I did, right? Yesterday when I ran to Mirren's?
You said that you had trouble getting a shopper's assistant.
Well, we did. We eventually got a woman to help us with what we were looking for. But it was a little bit, I think they may have been understaffed. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, and this is crazy time because Thanksgiving is in a few days.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be that, it shouldn't be that crazy. I think if it was something that we were looking for that we could find, because we were looking for another pair of pliers, that was a little bit tricky. So, and they were in a case. But if it was something like a food item, detergent or whatever it is, then it would be just fine. It would be pretty easy.
Oh, good, babes, good. We should say that I did see you last night for the first time in weeks.
It seemed like it. It really does seem like it was longer than 2 weeks.
I came over. We hung out while your relative was in the bedroom. I put on some Delphonics, gave you the opportunity for you to straddle me. You said no, that it would be disrespectful to your relative.
No, because we have to go there.
Okay.
Sorry, babe. Sometimes you kind of have to, you think about these things, folks.
When I do poetry, babes, I upset a lot of people in my life because I have no issue sharing personal details. Maybe not, no issue is a strong term, but I've shared a lot of personal stuff on stage, and it has gotten in the way of some friendships.
Yeah, you really, I mean, I don't know how better you are at this. I don't know when you said the last, how you, what kind of poetry you wrote regarding any personal things, but yeah, you got to be really sensitive to that, because some people are really private about that stuff. Like I'm very private about certain things that I don't want, people to know about, as you are finding out. Very private. Yeah, just because you're an open book doesn't mean everybody else is going to be an open book.
See, I'm not. I don't consider myself that way at all, but when I do some type of performance art, I incorporate my life into it.
So then you don't mind what I tell people about you then? Because what if it's not true?
But I say true stuff, though. I maybe put my own spin on it, though. But I try to keep it as true as it is to my version of events.
No, I mean, I'll tell people things about you, but I'm also going to be sensitive to things that maybe you don't want anyone to know, especially when it comes to family stuff, because, some people just don't want to talk about, dirty laundry that's going on in their own family. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm very private about that stuff. And there are things that I'm willing to share, but there are things that I'm not willing to share. It's a balance with me.
It is with me, too, but when I'm doing some type of performance art, the balance goes a little bit in the direction of let's be more public, as long as we can get like a laugh or an interesting reaction out of people.
Well, first off, when these people found out about what you said, did they was it done in a subtle way, how you were explaining it, or was it something really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Was there something in your poem that really got them to figure out that you were talking about them?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm not complaining that you just did this, but you make it sound like it's only happened once. So, I'll give you an example.
I mean,
Let me give you an example, babes. So
All right.
I was at this party that my mom happened to be attending. It was a weird thing. This was several years ago. And I was asked to do a poem. And somebody said, oh, Rick, you should do about a poem about your mom because she's here. I don't remember what I said. But my mom told me the next day, she's like, I really like that you're so creative, and that's awesome, but you did kind of disrespect me on stage last night. I know that wasn't your intention, but you took it a little bit too far. So, that was one instance. I've had instances to where roommates went and talked to me for a while because of something I said during a poetry performance. I've had I've had ex-girlfriends get mad over certain things.
Yeah, you got to really watch out for that. I mean, I know you probably think that it doesn't affect anyone. I don't know if that's what you're thinking when you're up there, but some people are really sensitive to that. They really want their dirty laundry out there.
And you may not care. Think of it as a thing.
You may not care because you're an open book, but there are people that actually do care.
I had an instance once to where it didn't get back to this friend, but I did a poem that was pretty critical of somebody that I care about. And
I think I might know what that is, right?
Okay, we don't want to go into it too much here because you're
I don't. No.
This is before we met, by the way. And a mutual friend was in the audience. I get off stage, and the mutual friend looks at me and says, that was good, but that was so harsh.
Oh. Okay, I don't know what that one's about. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
This was several years ago. But, so yeah, I've faced real life consequences, but it's in my personality. This is the way I express myself. I think one of the reasons, babe, I got into performance art is because we could debate whether or not this is true, but I feel like I didn't get enough attention as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is my way of attracting people to listen to me.
Okay.
Now,
and that can be used, it can be used for good, but then you also have to think about, what is it going, at what cost are you going to use this? Are you going to use it for good to inspire people, or are you going to use it to put somebody else on the spot there?
I kind of think you could do both.
I don't think so.
So, okay, if you're doing poetry and all you do is this uplifting stuff about how you can make it or I made it and you can do something better and change the country for the good, that's awesome. But if that's your entire act, then it gets bored. And eventually people just start to guess what you're going to do. But if you mix it up with talking about your problems or issues with your family, then it makes it more realistic because you're showing a broader picture of your real personality.
I understand that, but I think it gets a little tricky when you're trying to put something together, but you don't want to you don't want to showcase what someone has done to you, or maybe the other way around. I would think it would be a little bit tougher to put something together without mentioning something that, I don't know. I guess I can't say much because I don't write poetry, and I'm not in that. I'm not a part of that community, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a balancing act like everything else. And I'm not going to say that I've always balanced correctly, but I've had some fun and I've been pretty real. But that's just me, babes. See, you don't have to worry about that because you play the flute.
That is true. I've written compositions about my own life when I was, much younger, but there's a difference between writing about it for an assignment and actually performing a poem about it.
Yes. But we will agree that, yeah, We should agree, though, that I am correct, though, most of the time in how I handle it.
No, you are not most of the time correct. You just think you are.
Oh.
You see, there's a difference between thinking you are and actually being correct. I don't think you figured that out yet.
No, babe, it's just that this is my style of... You're right, but it's my style of doing things, and it's, when you sign up to be my girlfriend, you sign up for the full package, not just the good stuff. But we got on this subject because I made you an offer that apparently you could refuse because you thought it would be disrespectful to one of your relatives.
Yeah, it would be very disrespectful, and because it's something that's one of our things. I mean, I don't really, I'm very private when it comes to that. Okay.
Well, but I didn't ask you to do it in front of her, though.
Well,
you're
not thinking far ahead. What?
She could have walked in the room, though.
That's exactly why I said no.
Uh-oh.
You're not thinking far ahead. You're assuming that that's not going to happen, but she could have opened the door at any minute, and there I am. You know what I mean?
We could have said that, isn't this a good sign? Alana knows how to show physical affection.
I wouldn't have to do that.
Okay. That's what
Yeah, your logic is very... You have a very weird logic there.
But we did have a fun time last night.
We had a great time. We listened... So I introduced you to... the Nylons, and I know we had like a little bit of a debate because I said that they were an a cappella group, and I still think they are, and some a cappella groups do use a little bit of instrumentation. I don't believe they have, and some a cappella groups have a person that does the percussive sounds. I don't think this group has that ability, because I don't think they know any percussive stuff, but they use a drum machine. And then there was a song. The group is called the Nylons. Everyone who likes a cappella groups, and then they did this live song, and I couldn't tell you what it was called, but I've heard it before from another group, and they did it completely a cappella, and I think that they're a very talented group. And I told you about I also told you about the group called Rockapella, which did the theme song to a game show called Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? That was on PBS.
I know.
Great game show.
I know the theme song, though.
It's a fun game show for kids. I used to watch when I was younger. Maybe for kids and young and teenagers, but it was a fun game.
Then you had me play some Eddie. What's the dude's name? Soul singer, first name Eddie.
Oh, Eddie Holman.
Yes.
So I don't know. So what?
Get this. I come home and I'm getting ready for bed, so I turn on the radio. They're playing Eddie Holman.
Really? What song?
It was the hit song he had, where he's talking about this girl that they're like breaking up.
Hey there, lonely girl.
Yes, that's the one. Hey there, lonely girl.
Yes, it's about a girl. Oh, you're pretty good. No, it's about a girl that he wanted to be with because she's lonely and he's lonely as well. It's one of his hit songs. And then, of course, he also did If You Want to Be Happy for the Rest of Your Life, Never Make a Pretty Woman Your Wife. That's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
But he died some time ago. I don't know when.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yes.
I really, those soul singers, I mean, especially the men, how talented they were at falsetto.
Yeah, they were. There's a lot of good music from that era.
The Delphonics, we listened to the Delphonics. We both love the Stylistics. And you said that I was the first one to introduce you to them for real.
Yes. Yes.
So good. Yeah.
So we had fun last night.
We had a great time. I ordered some food. The three of us had
relative tried to bring up politics, but you stopped it, which I thought was good.
No, I didn't want any infighting. I just didn't think it was the right time.
She's like, they found 11,000 more votes, and in my mind I'm thinking, yeah, how do we know all of those are for Trump? But I didn't say anything, and you shut it down, which is good.
Yeah, I just didn't want any fighting going on because we're already having a good time, and it was already dinner time, and I just, it still is not the right time. I mean, you just really met this person a few times.
Yeah.
And I just didn't think that it was the right time because, if it's her and me by myself, that's totally fine because we're on the same page. But with you, it's like, well, wait a minute now. This is, wait for the door to open. Just, don't open it yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just like, no. And, sometimes she gets a little carried away with that, and I just had to stop it before it got ugly.
I'm glad you did.
Ugly. Yeah,
Ugly.
Ugly.
I've noticed that a lot of Trump supporters who are older women will do this, to where they'll say that they voted for Trump, or they'll bring up some like weird fact, and then they'll be like, but I don't really want to discuss it. Oh, we're not going to do this again. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Sorry.
Great.
I didn't know I brought that up before. But it was a good time, babes. We had fun.
Yes, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. And earlier that day, I used Instacart. Mm-hmm. I was going to make turkey for Thanksgiving by myself, but the only one they had was 22 pounds. So you and I will be having a turkey-filled Christmas season.
Well.
Yes.
Well, here's a question for you. Have you ever had turkey soup?
I've had soup with turkey in it.
No, turkey soup is delicious. There's another idea that we can do, because now that I have a very good slow cooker, we don't have to do it. We don't have to do a turkey soup if you don't want to, but it is an idea. We could also make turkey sandwiches. Turkey sandwiches actually would be really good.
Yeah, and that's super easy. And yes, I told you that after the holiday season, I'm probably going to take another 5 months off from eating meat.
Right.
Yes. But.
Well, that'll be good because, right. I think it would be good because then I also want to experience things, more with making things, with veggies in it, even if I don't use meat.
Yeah.
Even though I do eat meat, I don't have to use meat all the time, and I can make like a veggie soup or a stew, something like that. A casserole. I can make casseroles in there too.
Oh, yeah.
My relative found this recipe that, now I like corn once in a while. I don't eat corn very often. Barely often. Barely seldom do I ever eat corn. Once in a while. But there was this recipe for like a corn and cheese casserole. Sounds really good. Delicious. Have you ever made chili in your slow cooker?
Yes, I have.
That sounds like that would be a fun thing to do.
We can make that happen, babes.
Yeah. What I was thinking about doing tomorrow, right now I am thawing out some chicken. And did I tell you, before I go on with what I'm going to do with the chicken, did I tell you that the I think it was Thursday, I actually made, I told you that, right? I made adobo in my slow cooker.
You did.
yeah, it turned out so good, and I just finished it. It was the very last of it, and it's all gone. But what I was thinking about doing, because last week we made we cooked the chicken thighs in lemon sauce, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to adapt it to where I wouldn't have to brown the chicken. So I would dredge the chicken in the salt, the pepper, and Italian seasoning, however many pieces I use. Right now it's thawing out in the fridge as we speak. And then I want to put that in the cooker, make the sauce, or put the broth in there, make the sauce with the whipped cream, the heavy whipping cream, lemon juice, and cornstarch. And then put that in there, the fridge, for about 20 minutes, and then pour that over everything else, and then set the cooker on high and cook it for like 3 to 4 hours. I think it would be really good.
Oh.
Yes.
Something to try, babes.
Yeah, because I mean, the way I see it is, I mean, I don't know why I needed to brown the chicken when there could have been a way to, and this, of course, was the first time that we made it, so that was different, but, yeah, I'm gonna see how that turns out.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna see, and then.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
So yeah, I'm really excited. There is a recipe for beef stew that I want to learn, so I can make my own beef stew the way that my family makes it, and just have it in the cooker when I'm ready to cook that, and then I'll have it for dinner. I think it's going to be great.
That's awesome, babes.
Yeah. Yes.
Besides for finishing your adobo, what did you get into this morning?
It's very interesting. So, get up. It's probably, it's like 9:30, 9:40 something. I have some breakfast, and then we listen to this sermon online. Yeah, it was interesting. It wasn't the same, but yeah, it was an interesting morning. But now what we're doing right now is I'm doing a bunch of laundry, and washing some dishes in the dishwasher there. So doing some cleaning and everything.
Did you disagree with the sermon?
Well, I don't know how to explain it. It was, I mean, in general it was good, but there were things that I guess there were things that I, didn't agree with, or maybe there might have been just one or two things, but, and this was preached by, a pastor that I've known for a long time.
Like you've known of him, or you've actually seen live? No,
I've actually met him. I've met him a few times.
Wow.
He knows my relative very well. So, but that's something to get into because later on, because yeah, it's kind of a complicated thing for me to discuss.
Let me ask you this:
okay.
After the sermon is over, did you tell your relative that you had issues with some of the things that were said?
No, it wasn't so much what was said. I mean, generally it was a good one, but there were just I guess the style, and then there was something at the end that I didn't agree with, which again is kind of complicated to discuss here. So I'm not going to get into it, but no, we just discussed what we thought about it, and that was it. But I didn't comment about the other things I was thinking about because I didn't think it was the right time anyway.
I noticed that your relative prays before every meal. How do you feel about that?
Well, I always do that before every meal. That's I've done that since I was very little.
Yes.
It's something that has been ingrained in me from a very young age, and it's something that I don't take lightly at all. So I pray before every meal. I pray before I go to bed. I pray before I read. Sometimes I think I should be doing it more, and a lot of people think that way too. But it's something that is ongoing for me has been ongoing for me ever since I was very small.
How do you feel sitting next to me when your relative starts to pray? Because I won't be rude. I'll bow my head, but I'm thinking about other stuff, and you know that.
How do I feel? How do you feel
about that? That I'm pretending to pray, but I'm not really doing it.
Well,
I'm just ducking my head.
To combat my own feelings about it, because sometimes I'm like, yeah, I know what you're doing. Yes. To combat my own feelings, I just pray for you instead of pray about you.
Really? Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Okay, but it doesn't bother you in the moment when your relative starts to pray and I duck my head, but you know that I'm just kind of faking it to be nice.
It does bother me, but I can't really do anything about it. I mean, I'm not going to make you feel bad, but I also am not going to change just because you're not doing it.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to adjust my traditions because you're not doing it. I just pray for you instead of pray praying something that I shouldn't be praying about.
I think, babe, you should pray that I get laid in a couple of weeks.
That's not okay. That's enough. We should change the subject.
Sorry, babes, I didn't. No, I was just curious, babes, and I had to interject a little bit of humor there.
That's not right. That's not right. I think you should apologize right now.
I apologize. I didn't know any better.
Yes, you did.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Oh, sorry. I don't remember any better.
See, that's exactly what I mean.
What?
Exactly what I mean. You just gotta think about those things.
Well, I gotta try to get a laugh out of you, babes.
I didn't think that was funny.
Okay, but I have to take a risk or else we'll never find out. Yes, babes. Do you ever imagine 20 years from now, if I'm a famous preacher, what that's going to be like?
That would be interesting. I can't foretell your future, but you never know. I mean, things have happened to other people, and you never know. You may be doing that in 20 years. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have thought they were going one way and they go the complete opposite way of what they thought they wanted to do. So, I don't know what that would look like, honestly. That would be interesting.
Yes. You never know, Jaylo.
But you never know, like I've always said, God uses the most unlikeliest of people.
Oh.
And I'll say that for anybody, even if they don't even realize it.
Very good, babes. Very good there, Jaylo.
Yes. Now.
I had. Oh, go ahead.
No, I thought I had a thought and I lost it. So.
That happens sometimes, babes. I had an interesting one. I woke up early, then around 7, I went back to bed for an hour after making some garlic bread and eating it for breakfast.
Oh, man.
Which I also did yesterday.
Ew, you have garlic bread?
Yeah, I don't mind it, babes. It's good. I love garlic.
Hey, well, what if I minded it?
Well, then
I mean, that could keep a lot of people away from you, including myself.
It's something I'm going to have to pray for you about.
Can you say mouthwash?
Oh, with that, babes.
Mouthwash is good.
So is garlic bread, babes. So it's homemade.
Well, garlic bread is good, but not in that much. Ugh. I love garlic bread too, but I love it, especially with.
Yeah, I told you that I went through a period where I just used to eat cloves of garlic bread in the morning.
Cloves of garlic, you said?
Yeah, I maybe I said bread, but I used to work out in the morning, come home, eat a couple of cloves of garlic, and drink water. First thing when I got through the door.
Oh, and you had the garlic on your breath, like, for the whole day?
When I got home, babes, from working out.
Ew.
And I would brush my teeth afterwards, but yeah, I like garlic.
I like garlic too, but I can't eat cloves of garlic every day.
It's really good for your immune system.
Yes, it is good for your immune system, but it's also not great for, people that want to snuggle.
Oh, maybe I'll never eat garlic again then, okay, so I can snuggle.
No, but you can eat garlic, just don't eat, like, so much of it that you stink to high heaven when you get into my door.
I had a weird moment with my brother-in-law that I told you about last night. The family had gotten together for my mom's funeral, and we were staying at this house. I got up before everybody else. I go into like the kitchen or something to get some water, and I just start taking out like cloves of garlic bread and throwing it in my mouth in front of my brother-in-law and eating it, and then chugging all this water. I looked at him and I'm like, if you for whatever reason forgot to bring any garlic and wanted it on this trip, just come and talk to me. I'm your man. I got plenty of this stuff. I thought about later, like, what did he think about that?
So you packed garlic on your trip? You put them in a bag and brought it with you?
I packed garlic on my trip, and I also bought garlic when I was there. And I had one of my aunts give me some garlic.
Oh wow! No, I like garlic.
I was really into garlic for a couple of years.
Ooh. Yeah. Look, I love garlic too because it is a good spice and it does add flavor to meals, but it just I don't like it on people's breath for too long, and especially onions. Ooh,
onions are what?
Oh. Now, sweet onions, I don't mind because sweet onions aren't as bad as, like, the regular yellow onions or white onions. You know what I mean?
I do.
I don't know all the names of the onions, but sweet onions aren't bad, but the other onions are like... Yes. And if you combine the garlic with onions on your breath, that's just gross.
Yes,
gross.
It is.
It is gross.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times I've had... Anyway, I'll just say, I can't tell you how many times I've had a burger with onions on it, and I just had, like, this gross aftertaste. Ugh.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just saying, folks.
Yes. So after I got up from my nap, I read more of the Lyndon Johnson biography.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting. We're now at the point to where he's in school, and they talked about how he would like to hang out with kids who were about 5 years older than he was. Mm-hmm. But he would still be the leader of the kids. He'd still decide their activities. It goes into his relationship with his dad, and how his mom was really literate. In the county where they were living for a while, they speculate that it's not just that she was the only woman who had gone to college, but she was probably the only person in that county who had. So it's a good book, so it's starting to pick up. I did that, and I also watched more of The Queen's Gambit. I finished episode 3. Now I really want to get a chessboard because it's been so long since I played.
Now, is this the series? Is it based in England or where?
No, it's based here in the U.S.
Okay.
It's a Netflix show. It's really good. It's about this girl who is basically this chess prodigy, but she's also an orphan. So it's about her life experiences, mostly focused so far in the 1960s.
Interesting.
Yes. So we have talked about this. I don't know if I will, but I've been considering buying a chessboard and just keeping it at your place so we could play. But we'll see what happens with that. But it sounded like
that would be fun. Yeah. I have never played chess before, and I remember someone showed me a board with chess pieces, but every piece was so different that I couldn't keep track of, what was a rookie, what was a bishop, the knight, the king, the queen, things like that.
The rook, by the way, not the rookie, but I hear you.
I'm sorry, the rook. That's I'm okay. Sorry, the rook.
Perfect. The rookie.
The rook, I'm sorry. The rook.
That's right, babe. I have to catch up too. I haven't played chess in over 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just freaky that you can dream about it too.
When you play a lot, you do start to dream about it, or at least I did.
Wow. So I know I didn't go into my book yet, but I started listening to it again this morning because I was still awake, and some of these stories are very interesting because, like I said, some of these stories are affiliated with the Blythe family in some way. And there is a story where in my oh my goodness.
Oh, it's a relative. Oh. Do you want me to just talk while she's there?
No.
Okay.
So anyway, there was this story in the book, and it was about this woman that wanted to make amends with her old friend. I guess she was a teenager then. This lady stole her, who she thought would be her boyfriend. She stole her boyfriend from her. And the woman who went to her then friend's house, her name was Myrtle. And I think the other lady's name was either Lyle or Lila. I can't tell. I don't remember. But anyway, so she goes to the house wanting to forgive this woman for taking her then crush Ronald. And so she goes to the house. The woman still looks the same, and she is trying to talk to this woman, and she's like, you remember what happened? You stole him from me when we went to this dance, and she's like, I don't remember this guy. And then, they're talking about the guy, and she's like, oh yeah, now I remember him. I didn't like him too much. He kept stepping on my toes, and I did that with all the other boys, and I kind of led them on because, she was kind of flirtatious. And she's like, you remember when I slapped you? She's like, remember when I slapped you? And she's like, oh, you did for that? Oh, I don't remember. And then she's like, well, if you, and so she got really upset because it didn't seem like she was taking it seriously because she wanted to forgive this woman and she was still the same way. And then all of a sudden Myrtle says, well, if you remember the slap that I gave you before, you're going to remember this one. And she slaps her and leaves her house. I had to laugh at that. She doesn't end up forgiving this woman. She slaps. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
I'm happy with it. Huh.
Yeah, sometimes the stories end kind of strange. Yeah.
I'm glad you're on the last book of the series, though.
I am too. The stories are interesting. Yeah. There was another story that I wanted to tell you about.
Go ahead.
About this. I'll try to condense it because there's some details in there. But there was a little boy of 8 years old. His name was Patrick Brewster. He just loses his uncle. Him and his family go to court, and they're talking to this lawyer, and he has to decide which rich relative he wants to live with. And so he has to stay with each of his family members for 3 months at a time. And so he stays with a few of them, and he gets to the relative, one of the relatives that was. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still listening, babe.
Okay, you are. Okay. So he gets to his Aunt Melanie's house is the last relative in the bunch. And he doesn't like it there. He's miserable there. There's no children. And all of his other aunts are either old or they have bad kids. And the uncle isn't that great. The uncles aren't that great either. And so she's planning this birthday party for him. And he's like, I got it.
Quick question, babe. How old is Aunt Melanie? Is she also old?
Yeah, she's an old bag. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
She's old. She's kind of patronizing. She's nice to him, but very patronizing.
Yeah.
So she's trying to plan a birthday party for him, and she wants him to invite whoever he wants to invite, except for one of the Blythe kids. For whatever reason, she didn't want him to come over. And so he's thinking, okay, no one's going to come to my party. A lot of boys don't like me anyway. I got to get out of here. I can't stay. He gets out. He goes to this farm. It's called, the name of the farm is called Sometime Farm. Meets a young man named Barney Andrews, and a lot of things. I can't go into too many details.
Yeah.
But he finds out that him and Barney Andrews are related because Barney Andrews is his uncle on his mother's side. Didn't even know. So it sounds to me like he ends up living with his uncle. He's a relative that he chooses to live with. So whether or not it's gonna talk about it later on in the book, I don't know.
Did you ever read The Life of Bean from the Ender's Game series?
No. The Life of Bean?
Yes. It kind of sounds similar to that in a way, but I don't want to give too much away. That was actually the last book in the Ender's series that I read, but I might go back to it at some point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And who's Bean?
What's that?
Who's Bean?
Bean is another kid who helps Enders defeat this alien race they call the Buggers, because they look like giant bugs.
Oh, okay. I never even heard of that.
Really good books.
Hmm.
Yes. We might have to read them sometimes, Jaylo.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a good book so far. It really is.
Are you on your bed?
Why?
I was just curious.
Yes. Why?
I was just wondering. I can wonder.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I have a moral dilemma about something, babes.
Uh-oh, what is it?
I got my grocery delivery from Instacart, as I told you yesterday morning, before I went over to see you. I unpacked it, and I had everything on my list. But I also got some kale and some Gardein, and I was not charged for them. And they were not on my list.
Kale and, what is it?
This thing called Gardein, it's this vegetarian product that's like a faux meat that's supposed to taste really good. I've not had it yet.
Oh. Okay.
And I thought about reporting it. I even went on their website, but I couldn't find anything that says, report extra groceries. Now, it's possible that they do have it, and I just didn't notice it. They did have an area for, like, an other problem. But I decided not to do it because I figured if it was somebody else's groceries that just got mixed into mine, then maybe it's their responsibility to report it and not my responsibility to rat on the driver.
Wow. Okay.
What do you think about it?
I don't know. Well, did they send you like a receipt or something that says
They did.
tell
They
us
didn't
how
charge
we
me
did?
for it. Yeah, they did, and they did not charge me for it.
Did they send you something that says tell us how we did?
No. It was just basically rate the driver.
Huh. I don't know what to tell you about that. Because I know when you order from Walmart, you can report something that, if your order is less than satisfactory, right?
Right. But in this case, I got everything on my list, plus these two things that I was not charged for.
I don't know. Maybe it was a present. I don't know.
Yeah. And I was actually going to report it, but then I thought the burden should be on somebody else because I did have a good experience with the driver.
Okay.
You don't seem to be too worried.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to do about that. I don't know.
Okay, then.
I personally think, if it really bothers you, maybe there might be a number where you could call. I just don't know what the number is.
No, it doesn't really bother me, babes. But I was thinking about is it morally right or not?
I don't know. Okay. I guess if you really feel like you should try to contact Instacart and say, hey, this is what happened, then, or to contact the Fred or whatever store you used, Fred Meyer or whatever it is.
But again, babes, it's not that it bothered me. I was just curious to see if you thought it was morally right what I did. Because I looked into it, but apparently you don't know, so.
I really don't know. I don't know. It's never happened to me before, so I couldn't tell you what to do. I don't know.
I figured since you studied theology, you would know, but apparently not.
I didn't study theology.
I'm going to say, yeah, you read the Bible enough. So I'm going to say that it's okay.
Bubs, don't just base it just because I read the Bible. I mean, you got to figure it out for yourself. I can't tell you what to do.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What would you do in that situation?
I would try to figure out if I was able to contact the store that I shopped from. What store did you use on Instacart? Okay. And I'm guessing it's the one closest to you, right?
Yes.
I would personally, if I were you and you had their number, I'd call them and say, hey, I got something from Instacart, and this is what I got, but I wasn't charged for it. It just happened to be on my order. What do I do? Do I return it? What do I do?
But
I
wait a
personally would
second.
do that if I were.
The way I understand it is the Instacart shopper picks out the items.
Yes.
So why would I contact the store?
Well, because I would try it just to see what you could figure out from them, or there might be an Instacart. I don't know. I don't remember what the Instacart number is. I think
I'm
you'll
not
have
going to
to
do
look.
that.
You can.
Yeah, I could, but let's be honest, babe, I'm not going to.
Why not? I mean,
It's
what do you have to lose?
Maybe this is the universe saying that I really need more kale in my diet, and I should try some Gardein.
Well, maybe it's just like Walmart, because you know how Walmart sometimes they give you free things if they're promoting it. Maybe they wanted to give you a present. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So we're going to say that Instacart is having a promotional thing.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I will go with that because you know Instacart better than I do.
No, I don't know. I don't know if they're promoting anything because they've never given me any extra thing that I didn't order.
Oh.
That's what I mean.
Well,
I said maybe. I didn't say I know that they do that. I said maybe it's what they're doing. I have no idea. But,
well, we're just going to call it good this time. And hopefully the Gardein tastes reasonable and all that stuff.
I don't know. I'm very skeptical about fake meat. I mean, I know that Boca Burgers taste pretty good, but I already know what goes into that, so I don't know.
Yes.
Grass clippings, coconut oil. Yum, yum.
I think you're thinking about the Impossible Burger.
Yes, Impossible Burgers. I don't know what else goes into the other, like garden burgers and stuff, but I don't know.
I tore through that meat the other night that we got from Panda Express.
So good.
I practically inhaled that. But it's been over 10 years since I've had anything from them, babes.
Yeah, I knew you were going to like it. I knew you were going to like it.
Well, I mean, I liked it before, too, so.
It's good stuff. I mean, I still have mine. Yeah, but you ate all that, huh?
Yeah, you saw it. I told you
I did.
at the time I finished.
You did, and I did not finish mine yet. I will most likely eat it probably for dinner.
Oh, good.
Hopefully.
And thank you for buying me dinner, babes.
You're welcome. Yes. No problem. And they gave us a lot for the three of us. They gave us a lot of food.
But it was $50, right?
For all of it.
Yeah. It's still, though.
It's a lot of food. I mean,
it was
I personally think it was a lot of food. I personally, if it were me, I would just order stuff for me, and that would be fine. But I think that you save a lot of money if you do have somebody with you. If I do have somebody with me that is eating dinner with me, and I get 2 or 3 orders, I still get a lot of food.
It's good, babes. But you save more money when you just cook at home, though, usually.
Yes, you do. But sometimes if you want something quick and fast and you don't want to cook, I mean, why not?
That is true.
I mean, it's not like you have to cook all the time.
That's true, babes.
Right. That's what I mean.
I don't cook all the time, but I do cook a lot. I mean, basically, since this pandemic, I've cooked, I could almost count them. I've cooked besides the times where you've ordered pizza for us. Last night, and when your relative made a dough before us, and a couple of weeks ago when I went out to a restaurant.
And then yesterday when I ordered stuff from Panda Express for all three of us.
I said that.
Yes. Oh no, you said pizza. You said pizza.
I said pizza, but I also said last night.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I like to balance things. out. I mean,
Yes.
But yeah, I can't wait to try that. I can't wait to try that. I think it's just one of the spring rolls I'm eating.
Oh, good. That's right, because I took
Right.
one, you took another one, and I left one for you.
I thought that was very nice.
Yes, absolutely, if you will. Because
I
I
thought it was
love
really
you.
nice.
Yes, babes.
Thank you.
I can't.
Thank
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I can't wait for another couple of weeks, and then we can watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion.
I'm excited about that. I wonder how it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit different because one person's going to be missing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
two
sad.
if you count three actually if you count the actors who played Baby Nikki.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't even know if he's going to be in there. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't even know if he's going to be there. He may not. But as long as the main characters are there, I'm okay with it.
I am too, babes. It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Yes.
It is. And when did that come out?
It came out this week, I think.
Okay.
Yes. I miss you, babes.
Yes, I miss you too. Even though I just saw you yesterday.
I know, but then we could do this in person when I see you next time. I just saw you yesterday, babes, but I'm not going to be seeing anybody for a while. And usually you and I are a little bit more loose than, we are when you have a relative in the house.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And I like the loose Jaylo. I like the wild anything goes Jaylo.
There is no wild anything goes.
I like
sure I can let my hair down, but to a point, folks.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not like a wild child by any means. So don't get any ideas, folks.
Okay. Yes.
I think if anything, Rick was a holy terror when he was younger.
No, I was very calm.
Holy terror.
I was very calm, babes.
Holy terror.
Oh, what else, babes? Babes, what else?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. What else are you going to get into today besides for eating your Panda Express?
Some things are, I'm doing some laundry here. I'm going to do more laundry later on this afternoon. It's a good time to do it in the afternoon into the evening because that's when people aren't heading to the facility. So, yeah.
Can we talk about what you got yesterday?
Yes.
Alana's relative bought her this little washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious, why don't you use that tonight instead of going up to the laundry room?
Well, because I'm washing some towels and it's kind of hard to dry them up here because they don't air dry as good as clothing does, like shirts and things like that, sweaters, because you can hang those things, but towels are a little bit tricky. I just would rather go upstairs or downstairs to wash them and then dry them, and then they're completely dry when I get upstairs.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because right now I don't have a rack to dry stuff. And if I did, I'd probably be more room to put towels and things.
Fair answer, babes.
Right. So, I mean, but there are things that can be washed that don't need to be in the dryer, and one of the things that can be washed are socks.
Very nice, babes. I like socks, too.
I like socks as well.
Yes.
Especially now that, sometimes it gets cold in the evening, and that's the one thing I don't like, where it gets really, really cold in the evening, which it hasn't gotten super cold, but then it gets cold in the morning. Cold in the morning, cold in the evening, and it's like, it's cold in the evening that I have to I have to just like go underneath the blankets really quickly because it's so cold.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But the good thing is that it's the time for hot cocoa and comforters and fleece things, and if you have flannel, that also. Yeah.
Yes, that helps.
Yes.
Do you still like putting the straw of hot cocoa in your nose and drinking it that way?
What?
I remember when we first started dating, I'd make you a cup of hot cocoa, you'd break out a straw, put it in, and then put the other end of the straw in your nose and just like inhale it that way. And I'm wondering
tell
if
everybody. Okay, tell everybody the truth. That's never happened.
It hasn't?
No.
Okay,
I mean, maybe. Okay, that would be painful.
No, but you've just been doing it for so many years that you've gotten used to it. Okay.
I have not done it for many years. I haven't even done it, period.
Okay.
No, I have not. I have not done that. I don't know what kind of person would put straws up their nose while they're drinking cocoa, but that's a weird thing to do.
Yes.
Do you do that? Is that something you do?
No, but you did that, so I was just curious about that.
I did not do that. I did not do that.
Maybe not.
I did not.
Okay, babes, okay.
What do you mean, okay?
I mean, maybe you're correct, babes. I don't know. I might be remembering it a little wrong, but we'll see. We'll see, babes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it is you, babes.
What up to you? But yeah, so that is what is going on.
Cool. Awesome.
Yes.
I'm thinking about either reading more of the Lyndon Johnson biography or watching more of the Queen's Gambit. Yeah.
And I'm going to also, I've been watching a bunch of mystery podcasts. I've been watching like Dateline NBC and, that it's interesting stuff to me. Yes.
And I told you a joke about the Dateline NBC show the other day.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I was thinking about jokes. Remember that joke I made about, and we don't have to mention this person, but remember that joke I made about that one song, Break Up to Make Up by the Stylistics?
Oh, I thought that was so funny last night. So let me give a little bit of background without saying who this person is. I used to know this guy who was a hardcore vegan. So he used to preach about it a lot. Mm-hmm. He would either talk about that or about how his marriage was either falling apart or that him and his wife had just got back together and they now have the best relationship ever. So we hear Break Up to Make Up the other night by the Stylistics, and in the middle you said, oh, this song should be dedicated to so-and-so, and I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. It was one of those times, babes, that I was jealous because I wish I would have thought of that joke.
Well, that just means that I picked up on your humor, and I was like, hey, doesn't that sound like it would fit so-and-so's relationship? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, and I quoted the lyrics, and you just thought it was the funniest thing, and I was happy that I made you laugh, Bubs.
It was great. And I was happy I made you laugh with my Dateline comment a few nights ago, where I said, how many people have gotten together because it's a Dateline?
Wah, wah, wah.
And then the other night I said something that was really funny, but you didn't laugh in front of me. Instead, you ran into the bathroom and laughed. And because you were telling me about your new throw pillows on your couch. So I said, where do you like to toss them? And I said, where do you like to toss them? And then you ran and you pretended it wasn't funny, but then you ran into the bathroom and started laughing.
I wasn't in the bathroom.
No, you were out of the bathroom. You told me about the throw pillows, and I said, where do you toss them? You said, that's not very funny, and then you quickly got up and ran into the bathroom and started laughing.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I did not do that. No, but what I was laughing at, because remember the other day when I said I'm really addicted to making smoothies with my hand blender?
Yeah.
And then you said something like, well, your family called me and said that we need to do an intervention because of your addiction to smoothies. I thought that was really funny.
Thank you, babes. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
It was pretty funny.
Yes.
Well, then you had that joke about living single where you said, yeah, it was the show Living Single. Yeah, it's no longer streaming on sites, and you can't even buy it now because so-and-so said that it's not going to happen. And I was laughing because I said, why do you always have to talk about this actress who said that?
I said Jennifer Aniston said that it's a bad representation of single life or something. I don't know what I was saying. I just she had it taken off all the streaming sites.
And I was laughing because I'm like, why do you always put the Jennifer Aniston as if she knows?
I don't know.
That's funny.
Okay, thank you, babes. Thank you, babes. And I was in a good mood one. Just because what?
Well, I know. I was going to say, just because I watch Friends, I wouldn't go to Jennifer Aniston for all my life advice.
That's good. I don't know what her politics are or her views on anything really. So I do know that she on Twitter once said that people should not vote for Kanye West for president, and that I do agree with her on.
That's what she said?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No. What were you going to say about you being in a good mood?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say I was in a good mood when I got over to your place because I had a nice conversation with the Lyft driver. So I was in a more jovial state of mind. Plus, I was getting to see you, and it had been a while. And I knew that I had to enjoy every moment because afterwards I was going back into the dungeon.
Oh, you're so dramatic. My goodness.
I know, babes.
No. Oh, by the way, did you get a chance to look at your measuring spoons?
I have not taken them out yet, just because I haven't really had anything to measure this morning. But you gave me.
Did you eat your snack? Did you eat your snacks I packed you?
Pretty much as soon as I walked in the door.
Oh, good. I'm glad you did because I knew you were gonna like them.
Yeah, I poured some water. Alana gave me some brownies that you had gotten from Domino's, correct?
I did, and I knew that you liked them before when I ordered it because I don't get it very often, and I wanted to share the last two with you because I already ate a bunch and my relative ate a bunch, so I decided to give you the last two.
Yeah, you were gonna give me three, but then you're like, oh, I think I want one, okay?
Well, I wanted to have another one before I gave you the last two, and I was like, can I have one?
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll get I'll. Yes, I gave you two.
Yes. I wonder if you could just call Domino's and order those brownies. They get like 10 of them. Like 10 boxes.
I don't know.
Brownies.
Oh, just get dessert and nothing else.
Yeah.
2 boxes of them, please. Thank you.
I said 10 boxes, but 2.
10
maybe.
boxes.
Yeah.
10 boxes. Yeah, I'll break my bank. I don't know. They're good. They're good stuff. They're really good.
Yes.
They are, especially when they're warm. I'd love to make brownies with you one day.
We could do that, babe. We could do that in a couple of weeks if you want.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 We can even make them into like little brownie bites where you make them round and you put them in liners.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Because you have cupcake liners.
I certainly do.
We could probably make that happen.
Yes, I do not have a brownie pan. Do you?
Not a traditional one, but we'll figure something out.
Okay. What do you typically put what particularly do you use for the batter and the filling?
You're gonna have to find out, babes. In a couple of weeks, that'll get you to come back to Portland by yourself.
Put some cocoa in there.
Oh, maybe some flour.
I do have chocolate. I do have chocolate chips. I could buy some nuts.
Yeah. Maybe
flour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll make some, maybe some baking powder.
And I think I still have that.
Oh, good.
I think I still do. Or you know, we could make chocolate chip cookies, because we haven't done that yet. We've only made the peanut butter M&M ones.
We could do peanut butter M&M chocolate chip cookies.
Oh my gosh! Ooh, that sounds so good.
It's a possibility.
Yes, and now that I have several measuring cups, I think it'll be so much easier.
Yes, I agree. Babe.
Yummy. I still have chocolate chips in the fridge.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they still keep in the fridge, it seems like. So I think we'll be able to use that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's from the last time we used chocolate chips in the recipe.
Yes.
What was the last thing we made with them? Do you remember?
Oh, I think we made the chocolate, the chocolate banana cranberry cupcakes.
That's right. I wasn't sure if that was the last thing we did, though.
Yeah, but I think it'd be fun to do, like, cookies with them, because I do have a cookie sheet now that I think about it, and then, I don't have you don't have a brownie pan, do you? I forgot if you said that.
I don't, but we'll figure something out, though. We'll make it work.
Yeah, but I think it'd be fun to do, maybe some cookies, because I think it would be very good.
I agree with you, babes.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
In 12 days.
Nice.
Yes, I miss you, babes.
I miss you too. I'm kind of excited what's going to happen in another week or so with the thing that we've got going on.
Oh, the virtual double date.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
That's something to look forward to, babes.
So when you've had these virtual dinners that you've had previously, are the other people usually eating, or are you the one eating, or how does that work?
Usually people will eat off and on during the course of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, somebody will take the lead in the conversation, and during that time, you can eat, right? You can eat whenever, but that's typically just how the flow of the conversation goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing one tomorrow with a couple of friends. Hopefully, unless they all cancel.
Nice. And what are you thinking about having for dinner?
Tomorrow night, I don't know yet. I might do some baked spaghetti, but I'm not committed. Yeah.
Yum. Very good.
The only thing I don't like about that recipe is there's a lot of cleanup in the end.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about that too. At least with the slow cooker, you don't have to clean up just, right away. You can there's not a lot. You can store things. Yeah, so I got these things from, I think it was Ross. You know those containers you saw?
Yes.
Those plastic containers, or glass containers. So they're not ramekins, but they're storage containers, and you can also eat out of them.
Oh, okay.
Like if you you can store them in the fridge or the freezer. If you store something in the freezer, don't put them in the oven. Like you could even use it in the oven, but I probably won't do that. But I could microwave with them with something in it, like a soup or something I made, and I could still eat out of it, which I didn't realize I could do that, but they're really cool.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Yes.
Good, okay.
I'm glad you have those. Okay.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. I have some leftover pizza dough that I'm probably going to use after we get off the phone.
Ah, and I have some leftover pizza.
Nice, babes.
That'll be good.
Yes, you will. I'm happy for you. What kind?
It's just a pepperoni and sausage, so I bought, 2 of them the other day. Because I had the 2 topping pizzas with, dessert, and that was a deal. So I got 2 boxes of the same pizza, and yeah, so there's 1 more pizza left. Which is good.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
That is good, so that, we will have, some more things to eat. And this time, if there's leftover pizza, I will do what I should have done before and put it in the freezer and freeze it so that when I come home, I can just thaw it out and it will be good.
Because you're leaving early Tuesday morning. And we're
I believe
making this
so, yes.
mid-Tuesday afternoon. Or mid-Sunday afternoon, rather. So you got like another 36 hours.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit more, but, roughly around that time.
Yeah, just about. Give or take, yeah.
Yeah. That's good, babe.
That's right.
That's
That
right,
is good.
you. Oh, yes.
That's
yes.
right.
Have you gotten your return ticket yet?
No, I have not yet.
Okay.
I will keep you posted on that. Don't worry. I know you're getting a little anxious.
All right, babes. I just want to make sure that, one, you come back alone, but 2, that the state doesn't shut down transportation back.
Yeah, they better not. That's gonna be really bad.
Yeah, then you're going to have to hitchhike home.
I am not going to do that. You know how scary that is?
I've hitchhiked before. Not since I was younger, though.
Yeah, don't do that ever again, please.
No. I was in my early 20s the last time I did that.
Yeah, please don't do that.
No,
That's very
please.
scary.
Yeah. It is weird, though, that we have the Lyft and Uber apps, but yet hitchhiking is considered wrong.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather get a ride from a reputable app than some bum on the street or driving
How do we
around
know?
or whatever?
Yeah, but we're assuming that they're reputable.
Well, you just have to trust that they are reputable, or the person who's driving is all there, and just hope that they get you to the right place and safely.
That's good.
You just gotta, you just gotta trust once in a while and hope that you actually have a good experience.
It sounds like you're eating something.
No, there's just something annoying in my teeth. I hate that. Ugh.
Oh.
Don't you hate that?
I do.
Yeah, it's annoying. But anyway, yeah, you just have to make sure that you are safe and that they know where you're going and they don't, drop you off at some weird park or something.
I hear you, babes, but it is a little bit weird that we denounce one form of hitchhiking, but yet at the same time we also say, okay, it's right to go inside a stranger's car.
I don't think it's the same as hitchhiking because it's no different than taking a bus or a cab because you're putting your life in the driver's.
It's not.
No,
it's not the same thing, but it's
no,
similar.
it's not the same thing.
No, but it's similar.
I don't think it's similar. I don't think it's similar at all. No, I don't. I mean, you're paying these people to drive you somewhere, but you're not.
Right.
You're not just jumping into some stranger's car.
No,
I don't
you
think
are paying these people, but you don't know who these people are, though.
Well, just like you don't know who the bus driver is. What's the difference?
Yeah, but the difference
What's the difference
is,
about the Max operator?
the difference is, my dear, is you're not going inside their personal vehicle.
Yeah, I think they're different. They're totally different things. Hitchhiking, I would not recommend to anybody.
And I have met some super cool people doing the lift. Or lift.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good, babes.
Mhm.
Yes. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
I don't think so. I'm trying to warm up my apartment because it's starting to get cooler. So yeah.
Yes.
So.
Did you want me to call you so we can? Do you feel that we covered the not sleeping thing, or do you want me to call you afterwards to go into it a little bit more?
No. I think I pretty much said what I had to say. I didn't have to have any private conversation or anything.
Okay, good. No awkward questions about me.
No.
Okay. Did I come up at all during the questioning, or was it just about you and,
Yes.
Just about you?
Right.
There was no question like, how can you stand to be around Rick so long and still have your shirt on?
Oh my goodness. Are we going to go there?
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that wasn't
What am I going to do with you, Hammond?
Dave, I just wanted to say a joke. I'm, inside a lot now, and so I have a lot of nervous energy. And sometimes it comes out in the form of a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
I'm kind of wondering, so really quickly before I leave.
Yeah, do it.
Before we kind of wrap this up, I kind of wonder how Thanksgiving is going to be, because I don't know if somebody in my family is having a very special birthday, and I don't know if we're going to be able to see her. I also don't know if people are going to come to the place that I'm going to be staying at for Thanksgiving, or what we're going to do, because I think limiting to it's still limited to 2 households, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that.
Most likely, you're going to do some sort of virtual Thanksgiving.
I don't think so.
Okay. But you're staying with the same relatives that you stayed with a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
And they're very sensitive to COVID-19, which I think is good. So I would imagine
they're
that's
like
how
super
it would
strict,
go.
yeah.
I would imagine that's how it would go down.
But I think what would happen, because it's worked even though it's been kind of strange, is that we would have relatives over, but we would just take the same precautions, which I think is still weird, but at least people were over.
Yeah, but since then, new restrictions have gone into play.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know, babes. We'll have to see.
Mhm.
Yes. But I love you, Jaylo.
Yes, I love you too. I'm glad I was able to see you yesterday, and I'm excited about what's going to happen with me in the next few days. And I'll be keeping you posted for sure.
Oh, good. I'm praying for a good outcome.
Oh, you're praying now, really?
To myself.
To yourself?
Like, dear Rick,
how do you do that?
Like, dear Rick, it's Rick. That's what I
come
want.
on. All right.
No, I'm just having
That's
fun, babes. Okay, babes, that's enough, babes. That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Enough blaspheming for one day out of you. But...
That's right, babes. That's enough for you. Please don't.
What else?
All right, Jaylo, unless there's anything else, I should probably let you go and spend more time with your relative.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, I will have to scoot for a little bit, but I think we had a great conversation.
I do feel like it made up for the one the other day, which is very good. I was nervous about that.
Yeah, I had a feeling that you were going to eventually calm down.
Yes. Yes. But I didn't know the news the other day. Like you just said, I have something I wanted to talk to you about, and then you didn't really go into it. But
Right.
I guess
Yeah.
some things are, between you and me.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, babes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love you, Jaylo.
I love you too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I'll talk to you next time.
Yes, I will call you later.
Sounds
And
good.
I hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday.
Yes. All right.
Until next time.
Until next time, babes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.